Kids with ADHD do not wake up in the morning and consciously choose to yell at their parents, create lots of conflict, and be as prompt dependent as possible. They are simply acting as how their brain works. When it comes to the ADHD brain, it is often only stimulated by very specific things. This is where this idea of ADHD hyperfocus comes in, and the small and narrow ADHD comfort zone. They tend to find 1, 2, 3 things that stimulate their brain, and they often try to make those 1, 2, 3 things make up the majority and most of their days. And what makes parenting an ADHD child so difficult, those 1, 2, 3 things that most often stimulate their brain, is most often negative attention and conflict. And of course, besides conflict, there's screens, video games, smartphones, anything that gives them an instant rush of stimulation and keeps them in full control. When the ADHD brain is exposed to things outside of its comfort zone, such as chores, outdoor play, face-to-face socialization, various clubs and activities, or academic assignments and homework, morning routine, these sorts of things are non-stimulating. They don't stimulate the brain like conflict and screens do. So what is the ADHD brain's natural response to things outside of its comfort zone, those non-stimulating things? It is to find the path of least resistance as quickly as possible. So when presented with a challenging, non-preferred, non-stimulating task, their brain instantly starts to look for ways to avoid, or ways to bring about conflict, negotiations, arguments, to avoid having to actually do the task. This is why you'll see an ADHD child rather get into a 3-hour fight than do 5 minutes of homework. And they would also rather feel like you are chasing them around the house in the morning for the morning routine to get to school on time. They'd rather feel like you're chasing them than to actually make it to school on time. And instead of just doing a basic task, they would rather just go find a screen or create an argument around that task. This is exactly why the ADHD brain doesn't need more accommodations. They need more structure and accountability. And this happens to be the common reason why ADHD kids tend to do better or a little bit better at school than they do at home, because school is structured with conditional relationships and home is unstructured with unconditional relationships. And this is why one of the most important skills that we have to ensure ADHD kids and teens learn is the ability to persevere through non-preferred tasks without avoiding and escaping. And to do that, we have to unplug their brain and not participate in the arguing, negotiating, and complaining.